sail, just like it was. I think it was Carrillo or Carrillo. Carrillo. You good man. When I started coming and doing the up here in the press box for their stuff, his youngest, Cody's youngest, was like, what was it? He was like second grade, third grade, something like that. And Kyler, his oldest, was like seventh grade, sixth or seventh grade. And when I first started coming, those boys, they would not say a word to me hardly. They were very standoffish. And last year when I came, they just talked like we were old fish, you know. Okay. Let's see. Jacob, Dawson, Gavin, Reese, maybe 19, Gordon, this could be a run rule too.
Yeah, I think it will be. Well, I tell you what, Marlowe beat Fort Cobb Broxton 2 weeks ago in Chickasha. They pitched their number 2 pitcher at them, and Fort Cobb beat them 4-1.
Marlowe?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Wasn't a fluke.
Well, I tell you what, Fort Cobb's been here some in the tournaments here. They usually come in the summer, especially, and they were really good.
I'd lay you 100-1 odds. Class B title game will be Fort Cobb Broxton or Roth.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
What you got it? Were those decent?
Hit the spot.
Always helps me to know, that way I can talk about them. See, they were recommended. Now, I'm not doing it in this one as much, but when I first started coming up here, Cody told me, he said, I want all Christian music. I said, well, how about we mix a little bit of other in? And he said, whatever you think's good.
It's interesting.
And then we had one time, he told me, he said, well, we're going to kind of have to watch it for the rest of the tournament. He said people said that they didn't like the churchy music. So I said, well, I know what to do. I'll just pull out my regular stuff. And so then the next tournament, he's like, go back to what you did before. Well, we were playing some songs with a pretty strong message to them, so. between Binger-Oni and Lookeba Sickles. Coming up to bat for Binger-Oni, number 10, Denver Bradford.
All right, Game 4 here, Day 1 action at the 2022 Lookeba Sickles Panthers Baseball Tournament. 3 official games in the books already. Cash and victorious either 10 or 11, 0 over Lookeba. Second game of the day featured Shattuck victorious 14-8 over Sentinel. Our third game ended up being exciting and probably the most compelling of the day. Calumet held on to defeat Elk City Freshmen 10-9 after a bumpy 6th inning. Game comes to a conclusion due to the time limits. And then our fourth and final game of the day, Binger-Oni versus Lookeba Sickles. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsors for the live stream tonight. Meeks 152 Diner in Binger, Oklahoma, and Pecina's Mexican Cafe. They have locations in Weatherford, Hinton. Ball kind of goes bopping over on the dugout. And Binger with the lead off single.
Runner now on first base for the Bobcats. Coming up next to that, number 4, Adrian Leal.
The wind has seemingly calmed down and dropped a little bit here. So hopefully we'll be able to keep this feed up. Should we lose you for any reason, just go back to Prep Nation TV to videos, close out the browser, or flick down on your iPhone or Android. Bunt perfectly executed, runners on first and second.
Runners now on the first 2 bases. Coming up next to bat, number 14, Carter Taylor.
Second bunt put down, bobbled, and a fielding error by the pitcher. Bases loaded.
And the bases are loaded up.
4 pitches, 3 base runners.
Next to the plate, number 11, Julian Mendoza.
Ball put in play, second base, flips it over 4-6 on the fielder's choice tag. Looking to see that they did call him out. And he is in safe. Nope, he keeps coming. So 4-6-3 on the double play.
And there's 2 out. Run scored, though, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And a run scored.
Effectively clearing 2/3 of the base runners. Ball goes wild in for a 2-0 lead.
And another run will score for Binger-Oni. It's now 2-0.
So the sack RBI scores 1 and a wild throw in the dirt that goes all the way up to the backdrop. Will score another for the Bobcats.
Batting is number 8, Cameron Ride.
Whips it over, stays inside, but it is foul. Should knot it up 2-2. All right, full count. Then how quickly 3 became 0. All right, to the pitcher. 1-3 on the throw out. So Binger scores 2. Bottom of the first coming up. Panthers up to bat.
And that will end the top of the inning. 2-run score for Binger Oni. Lookeba Sickles preparing to come up to bat. All right, it is the bottom of the first inning. And coming up to bat for the Lookeba Sickles Panthers, number 17, Quincy Hicks.
And runner is on his way to first.
Runner now on first base for the Panthers. Next to the plate, number 11, Kyler Thiessen.
This is already shaping up to be a very textbook small ball fall school kind of game. Both teams have already thrown 3 bunts, and they're 3 for 3. I mean, that's very impressive this early on in the game. So we have 3/4 of the matchup set for tomorrow at 11:30. It'll be Lookeba versus Sentinel. At 2 o'clock, Elk City Freshmen will meet the loser of this game in safe on the stolen base for the Panthers. At 4:30, Cashion will meet Shattuck. And then at 7 o'clock, Calumet will await the winner of this game. So I believe we should have an update, yes, on the pitch count. It goes from 0-1 to 1-1, and then runner advances to second. All right, so the teams trade miscues here in the top-bottom portion of the inning, 2-1 lead.
And a run will score. Runner now on first for Lookeba Sickles. Next up, number 23, Jacob Vincent.
All right, so he is just annexing real estate here. It is going to be a slide-in RBI triple. 2-2 game.
And another run is knocked in with the triple. So runner on third now. Next to the plate, number 24, Dawson Willard.
So it has been a fun game thus far. Both teams score unearned runs. Both have RBIs. One for Binger was actually a sac RBI that ended up getting beat out on the throwout. And then now we've got a back-to-back situation here for Lookeba. They're looking to get a third run on the board, take the first lead of the game. Beautifully placed triple all the way out to center field wall. Oh, 2 on the count. Neither pitcher really appears to be really distressed. Each has pretty low pitch counts, but both have had damage done early on. 2-2 count now by my math, 11 pitches, and already 2 runs across the plate. Put in play to the second baseman, bobbles, unable to get it down. It'll be unsafe. 3-2 lead for Lookeba.
And a runner on first base. Another run scores. It's now 3-2. Panthers in the lead. Batting next, number 10, Gavin Houston.
Nice looking pitch. 1-0 count. Fouls it off, 1-1. It'll be interesting to see if Lookeba decides to go conservative here on the base runner, or if he tries to get a good jump. Most notable stat on the board, obviously outside of 3-run scoring, is 0 outs. So they definitely have some flexibility on ways to move the runners around the bases. 2-1 is the pitch count. Good trap by the catcher there. 3-1 keeps the runner from being able to jump and take second. And he walks him.
Runners now at first and second for Lookeba Sickles. Next to the plate, number 27, Reese Courtney.
Panthers and Bobcats have traded a couple of haymakers early on. Binger got all of their runs through small ball and opportunistic base running. Lookeba pounding the ball and putting it in play for cycle potentially here in the inning. Crowd is animated and pumping up the players tonight. On my way over here, there was a pasture that had over a mile of dust storm all built up, so I've had kind of some allergy sinus issues going on today, so apologize for any excess noise in the background, trying to clear my throat and nose. It's just been one of those Oklahoma days. Fouls it off. Count will resume at 1-2. Another ball perfectly placed. Base is loaded at the very least. Coach is sending him on his way. It'll be an RBI single. Runners on the corners first and third make it 4-2 Lookeba.
And another run crosses the plate. It is now 4-2 Panthers. With runners occupying 1 and 3. Sorry about that.
I was actually standing here looking at Coach Hisson to see if he was going to throw down a signal to steal second, and the base runner didn't have to worry about it.
Adding now, number 19, Dayton Cray.
Perfectly placed spot, and he just rounded second all the way to third. So fouls it back off. Interesting first inning. Binger gets two. Hometown crowd kind of silenced, and then Panthers come up to bat, and man, they've knocked in four and on the verge of doing more. Final game of the day features two neighboring towns separated by only about 8 to 9 miles. Runner goes, pitch is way off the mark. As a result, they're going to steal home. Make it 5-2 Panthers.
And a run will score.
So pull back the runners on first and third, juxtapose them to second and home, and it is now a 2-1 pitch count remaining.
Score is now 5-2.
Ball breaks and goes in a little high, 3-1. A little bit surprised that isn't a 2-2 count. And another walk. Runners on first and second again for the Panthers.
Runners now at 1 and 2 for Lookeba Sickles. And next up, number 15, Corbin Clifton.
Coach Cody's liking what he is seeing. He is applauding, and rightfully so. 5 runs scored, 2 runners on, and still no outs. That's the kind of scenario you dream about as a head coach. Fouls it back, 0-2 count. And count will remain 0-2. Solid contact with the ball and bat. I don't know that should have been a single. Bases loaded.
And the bases are brimming for the Panthers. And up to bat now is number 3, Dylan Williams.
With a little bit of hustle, left fielder could have easily snagged that ball, and pretty much center fielder or left fielder just let it go right between them. Rips it opposite side in between second and first base. That'll be another RBI and make it 2 on the stand-up single. 7-5 Panthers.
And 2 runs will score. Score is now 7-2. Runners at the first 2 bases. And we've reached the top of the batting order. Batting is number 17, Quincy Hicks.
Ball is low. Both runners will still in safe at second and third. 1-0 pitch count. Will stay in the park. Pitcher and catcher lack of communication, error at the one spot. Base is loaded.
Next up to bat, number 11, Kyler Thiessen.
Can remember when this young boy was, he's still a young man, but I can remember when he was a little boy. Had a senior moment like that last week, talked with Coach Del Bellamy of the Mustangs before I realized that his nephew was the pitcher that started, not his son. I was like, good. He hasn't aged that dramatically quickly. Oh, right down right field line, man. That's going to score 3 runs. He'll be in for a stand-up. Oh, he's going to pull him back, so make it a stand-up double, 2 RBI.
And 2 runs cross the plate. Runners at second and third for the Panthers. It's now 9-2. And batting next, number 23, Jacob Vincent.
We are on the verge of watching a football score breakout here for a small ball fall baseball team. Mistimes it again, mistimes it. It is going to go over the wall. Oh, no, it just dropped right in front of it. So 2 RBI triple, make it 11-2.
And the triple will score 2 runs. So it's now 11-2. Batting next, number 24, Dawson Willard.
Right fielder tracked it with his eyes. You could kind of see him stop, start, kind of stop, alternating, and he just didn't give himself enough time to run it down. Hit to the first base, bobbled by the second baseman, another fielding error, run scores 12-2. Runner on first for the Panthers.
And another run comes across the plate. Runner at first. Now 12-2. Batting next, number 10, Gavin Houston. No outs.
Well, if there is a such thing as a back-to-back touchdown for baseball, we have hit that with the extra points being no good so far. Right through the gap, another single, runners on first and second again for the Panthers.
Runners now at first and second for Lookeba Sickles. And batting next, number 27, Reese Courtney.
So if you rolled up into this park, you see Binger jump out to a 2-0 lead, you're thinking, wow, man, this is going to get bad real quick. They got their runs virtually just right off the bat. In safe, RBI single, 13-2.
And another run comes in.
We'll have a pitching change here. I don't know really kind of what good it's going to do at this particular juncture. Binger's going to need a huge rally in the second and third inning. Otherwise, we may have our first 3-inning run rule of the tournament. Just a reminder, those are 12 after 3 innings, 10 after 4, 8 after 5. However, if the team that is leading is up by those margins, they do not have to bat in the bottom. So many of those games are very well a half count officially. So for pitching purposes, you would be at a 2.5 for a run rule in the third. So it has been a huge first inning for both teams. 15 total runs scored. That is a record for the tournament. How can you hear this song and not think about, Alex Trebek? He single-handedly educated a culture across multi-generations, and for that, he should always be remembered and admired and appreciated. Made it fun, educational, and more importantly, cool to be smart. Not to mention win a lot of money, too. Panthers looking to start, host, and finish their tournament, finally hitting the 500 mark on the season. Been kind of a bumpy road so far.
Batting next for Lookeba Sickles, number 19, Dayton Crane.
All right, keep in mind, folks, we are in the first inning, but there are no outs. Holy Nikes, to quote Tommy Callahan. Wow, that was really, really bad throw. When you're throwing 2-second, you have to get used to the timing of whether or not you're actually tossing the ball to the shortstop or the second baseman, and I get that. But, wow. Center fielder almost could have caught that ball running in on it. And you do not want to throw to the center fielder to check someone in on second. Goes foul, 1-1. So he fouls it off, 2-2 on the count. I think this is the second time in the game that Binger has had a batter with 2 strikes. Full count. In play right to the shortstop, fires over, and he may not give him the out on that because he pulled off the tag. We'll see. Nope, they give it to him. 1 down.
And there's 1 away. Next up, number 15, Corbin Clifton.
So what would the betting odds have been if you'd have said there would be 48 pitches before an out? It is just, it's been that kind of day here. I know coached Histon pretty well, and I imagine he was not happy under any circumstance heading to the bottom of the first inning down 2-0. But, boy, you can't respond any better than what the Panthers have done here in the bottom of the first. I mean, they have effectively put this game on ice, and they're going to have enough runs to stretch pretty much all the way to the fifth inning for potential run rules. Unless Binger can chew away at this, it'll be done by the third inning. They won't even have to bat. Infield pop-up may give us, nope, it's going to hook foul. Outside for the full count. And, he calls it a strike.
And there's two away. Batting next, number 3, Dylan Williams.
Does this window open? Because it has got a wicked glare. The glass, the plaques, everything.
Let me see what this does. I can't read if I do that. Yeah, that one will open. You'll have to unlock it. It should be unlocked. Push it back down. Well, there we go.
So in high for the full count, 3-2 is the official tally with the runner on third, 2 down, no. Binger looking to get out of this horrific inning and get back up to bat. Walks him, though. Runners on the corners once again.
Runners now on the corners for Lookeba Sickles. And it's the top of the batting order. Batting is number 17,